How to buy your first house. Do you know what to do first? I'm going to explain the home buying process step by step just for you. Welcome back to my channel. This is Reyna Fullerton with Jerry Fullerton Realty here in Houston, Texas. I'm a real estate agent and I work with buyers and sellers and help them with their real estate needs. I also help agents with their real estate questions. If this sounds like you, then click on the subscribe button. That way you won't miss any future tips. How to buy your first house. The home buying process is very complex and it has different steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it out in different videos. Today I'm going to focus on the pre-approval process. Why? Because that's the first step that you should be taking. I may sound like a broken record because every time that a buyer asks me, what should I do? Where do I start? My answer is always the same. You have to get pre-approved. I have buyers that often come to me and they're so excited that they just want to go and see houses. I'm so happy to show you houses. Don't take me wrong. I just want to show you the houses that are going to fit your criteria. The pre-approval is going to determine so many things. First of all, it's going to determine how much you are approved for. And that gives you a budget and the type of loan that you will qualify for. Could it be FHA, VA, conventional, USDA? Each type of these loans have different criteria. Different guidelines determine your interest rate and your payment. That's the most important thing. You could be qualified for $400,000. However, the payment may seem high to you and you don't want to go all the way to $400,000. You want to stick to houses that are $300,000 and under. That's okay, but you have to determine that prior to. Will also help you determine if you do qualify for down payment assistance. I do get this question all the time. And it seems that down payment is one of the main roadblocks for home buyers nowadays. I know it's hard to come up with the down payment, and a lot of buyers are under the misconception that they need 20% down payment to buy a house. Well, that's not true. There's different type of loans, but however, you won't be able to identify what your down payment is going to be if you don't start with the pre-approval process. There's FHA starting at 3.5% down payment. There is conventional starting at 3%. If you are a VA eligible borrower, you don't have to come up with down payment. And if the house falls under the USDA area, you don't have to come up with down payment assistance as well. So you don't necessarily have to go the down payment assistance route. Down payment assistance is available to everybody that qualifies. Just keep in mind that if you were to take advantage of the down payment assistance, your interest rate could be a tad higher than if you were to come with your own down payment. So if you do have the cash to put the down payment, I will say go ahead and put the down payment. It will save you interest over the next 30 years. If you don't have any other option and the alternative is to continue renting, then go ahead and take the down payment assistance. Don't leave it on the table. How much closing costs do you need in order to buy this home? Yes, there is closing costs. I get this question all the time. In order to buy a house, you do need your down payment and you also need your closing costs. Some of these costs are going to be upfront costs. On top of that, there's prepaids. Prepaids is everything that you will pay in advance, such as insurance, taxes, PMI or MIP. You will have to collect that up front so that you can set up your escrow. If you're trying to compare lenders, make sure that you compare based on a good fit estimate. It will give you an idea of how much the down payment, how much closing costs, how much prepaid. In order to go out and see houses, you need to know what your budget is. You need to find out what's the payment that you feel comfortable with. The best time to get pre-approved is right now. The house that you're looking at right now and that you want to put an offer on tomorrow, somebody else looked at this house yesterday and are ready to put an offer today. If you really like a house and it's a cute house, it's a beautiful house, chances are other people also like it. You cannot let the house that you like to go by just because you didn't get your pre-approval. And maybe chances are that you are pre-approved, that you will get pre-approved. But chances are also that you cannot get pre-approved. Maybe that little medical bill that you never got, it got lost in the mail, that $20 bill that is stuck on your credit and you didn't know about, and it's hurting your credit and your ability to get a house. Or maybe your DTI is too high, you have too much debt. You have to have enough time to fix all these things. So when you're ready, you can start looking and you're ready to submit an offer. Why risk it? And this is probably the biggest purchase in your life. You can use any lender. You can go to your bank, you can send me a message, and I work with a couple of lenders. They provide you with down payment assistance. They're very creative. By the way, I don't get paid. I don't get any money if you go or not with them. So you can choose whoever you want to. You will need your ID, Social Security, in order to run your credit. You will also need to provide proof of income, such as pay stubs, W-2s, 1099s. They will tell you exactly what the requirements are. You need your tax returns for the last 2 years, bank information, and probably your bank statements, divorce decree. Make sure that you send all the pages, even if they show up as blank. If they have the logo, you have to submit it, because otherwise they're gonna come back and ask you. They will also probably question if you make a large cash deposit. Try to document everything that is going into your account. Once you get pre-approved, do not make a big purchase that will change your credit report. Do not max your credit card after you got the pre-approved, because it will change the whole scenario and it will probably hold you from buying your house. The higher your credit score, the better interest rate that you're gonna get. Sometimes when your credit score is low, you may not need to do a lot in order to bring it up. That's another reason why you have to get pre-approved, because you will never find that out. Your lender can give you tips. With an FHA loan, you can actually buy a house with a credit score of 580 and above. It's not going to be an easy loan. It's going to be a little bit harder to structure. It's going to be a lot of requirements and a lot of things that are going to have to take place. Do not get discouraged. Getting your pre-approval will give you a true picture of where your credit score is. Some of the buyers that I've run into rely on services like Credit Karma. You have to get with a lender. Do not rely on the Credit Karma score. They have a totally different model. It is good for you to monitor your credit, but it's not good for you to determine if you can buy a house. You will be surprised that sometimes the investment that you have to make to bring your credit up is very small. It could just be that you need to make your payments on time, that you have to pay a credit card down, and it's not one of the big credit cards, it's just a small amount, or you have to make extra payments every month, or maybe you just have to pay off that $20 medical bill that you never got. And if you don't get that pre-approval, you will never find out how close you are from becoming a homeowner. I hope that I covered everything in regards to the pre-approval process and why it's important for you to get pre-approved right now. If you don't know where to begin, you can text me, email me, call me, you can post a comment down below, or you can click on the link and enter your information, and I will refer you to a couple of lenders that I work with that offer down payment assistance and also work with low down payment programs. So one of them has to fit your needs. I will have more videos on the next steps of the home buying process coming up soon. Before you go, click on the subscribe button and on the bell button next to it. That way you won't miss any future tips. See you guys next week.